Hello, welcome. I'm sitting out here on the deck and I'm just enjoying this beautiful fall weather. Just inviting you into this moment. Don't know where you are, maybe you're also surrounded by the ever-changing foliage. Regardless, inviting you into this moment. I'm sitting on a bunch of piles of wood and drinking some lemongrass tea. And I thought that I would share a little bit about this upcoming Creators Codex Odyssey. I've shared a little bit here and there, but I always find that it's nice to hear about a space in a creator's own words, sort of like to tune into the energetics of it and get a feel for what it would be like. I mean, it's nice to also read the webpage and get all those sort of details, but I always enjoy being able to tune into a facilitator and a creator's their personal sort of perspective and feelings around it. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this container for anyone who's curious about it. And I just want to mention it's starting November 8th, but sign up is open until February 13th. So if you're seeing this video before Feb 13th, you are very welcome to join. It's a 6-month container, so you can join up to halfway through the container. So Creators Codex is a 6-month membership-styled odyssey. It's not an actual membership, meaning when the container closes in April, you will maintain access to everything, unlike a membership. But otherwise, it's very much like a membership. So I wanted to offer something that was longer term, where we could really journey together, because more than anything, this is a creative community. I really wanted a space. I really intend for all of my odysseys to be deeply community-oriented, but I really wanted a space to fully sort of explore what that can look like. So I felt supportive for it to be long-term, and also because it is focused on, our creative journey and our creative practice, it feels right to actually give time and space for that. It doesn't really feel right to do a month-long creative community journey, right? Because creations take time, and I think we live in a time where we are trying to fast track everything and make everything as efficient as possible, and I don't think that always serves, right, the creative spirit. This container is not just for those who are desiring to create more or share their creations more with the world, or maybe find and develop their creative voice or style. It's also about getting into right relationship with our creative spirit and really attuning to this concept of conscious, coherent creation, right? Which is not just creating or creating around themes of consciousness. It's actually aligning with our integrity, really developing embodiment, right? Integrating and not just focusing on output and production or making money or growing followers or community, but really refining our relationship to the creative spirit itself, and also getting to know ourselves through that practice. So essentially, having those 6 months feels really supportive to actually slowly opening up to all of these beautiful themes that we're going to explore, and also get to know one another. Like I said, this is a community, so really giving space for everyone to open up as a part of that community, because it can take time when we join a space to fully find our place in it and maybe feel comfortable to truly offer our thread to the collective tapestry. So it's a longer term container, but it's not super intensive material and session wise. It felt important that there was space to integrate everything. So there are no program materials, so to speak. There will be a resource library with a collection of themes for you to explore. Not necessarily in order, nothing you have to check off, but rather if you are desiring some support, there will be a whole resource library of themes for you to explore in your own time, videos and essays and meditations. But otherwise, the real emphasis is going to be our sessions. We're going to do 2 sessions a month. We're going to have a monthly session that will explore different creative themes. I have a couple guest facilitators who are going to come on, so there will be some teaching in those sessions. There will be group prompts and group conversations and some vocal meditations, and group practices and exercises. And then our second call every month is just going to be a free flow integration connection call, and this will be the call for you to either just join and witness and be a part of the conversation, or to bring your current creative project or process into the space and actually share about where you are, whether you're looking for support and guidance, or whether you're just looking to be witnessed or celebrated, or if you just want to like collectively work through, process something. I'm just realizing more and more the importance of community in not just in the creative process, but just like in our personal development, right? Like nothing happens in a vacuum. So just really desiring to just create as much space as possible for this to be more than just like a course, because it's not a course. You're not joining to just like learn and like do your homework at home. The real emphasis here are going to be these group sessions and calls. We're going to have a Telegram group where we can continue to stay in touch throughout the months. There's going to be invitations at the end of every month to share your creations, and just essentially anything that you're moving through that you desire to be seen in, that you desire to be supported in. This is going to be a community in service to that. And I'm personally really excited to also feel a little bit more held. I create a lot. I'm always creating something. A lot of what I create, I put out into the world and I share in service to others. But I also desire to create a little bit more for myself. So I'm excited to participate. And just like also share a little bit more. I think it can be really nourishing to actually be in a space where you're invited to speak to aspects of your experience in general, but in this container it will be creative experience. I think it really can invite us to bring forth and crystallize a lot of our understanding and to witness a lot of our own belief systems. So if you are desiring a space where you can feel community, where you are in a community without hierarchy, right, where you can receive support and guidance, but also just like share in conversation and exploration and curiosity, the space is for you. Right? Doesn't matter where you are, how long you've been creating, if you've never really shared anything, any of your creations before, this space is for you. And we're going to be covering a couple themes, quite a few themes. I'm going to share just a couple of them just so you can get an idea of some of the topics that we'll move through. But we will cover the 6 stages of creation. This is a model that I developed that I really like working with. We'll be covering money, energetics, right, in business, right, in creation, the ethics of all of that and how to land on our own principles. We'll be exploring like conscious collaboration, right, how to collaborate with others and just what it is to move through that experience. Cultivating devotion to our creative practice, tending to our creative flame, nervous system awareness and creation, and like honoring and expanding our creative capacity, and really debunking a lot of the mythology of self-sabotage and all of that. Navigating judgment and doubt, and sort of surrendering to the creative spirit. Let me just see here. Deconstructing branding, right? And really exploring the multidimensional expression of your creative spirit and the full spectrum of it, right? Rather than having to brand. Navigating visibility and stepping out into the world with your creations, that's a really big thing. For anyone who hasn't done that before, it's massive, and it's really beautiful to do that in a community or with the support of others. And even as someone who's been doing that for a while, like it can still be a really massive experience on the nervous system. Sustainability, right? Burnout, navigating burnout and creating from overflow. My sister Arij McGowan is going to be teaching on that topic. Holding and releasing creations and just like understanding and exploring the energetics of holding and releasing. Liberating your creative expression from colonial capitalist conditioning. Okay, that's a really interesting one. Decomposition in the art of grafting. Yeah, creating from chaos and stillness. And my dear sister Naya is going to be teaching on that one. So I have some beautiful guest facilitators coming in, some women that I just adore. And I'm super excited to receive and learn from them as well. So this is going to be, there's going to be a lot of, how should I say, participation. Of course, you choose the extent. You could also just join and watch all of the recordings and not, be a part of anything live. But if you do want to be a part of the live experience, participation is so welcome, like I said. And yeah, I'm really going to be forming this space as we move through the months, receiving feedback from everyone and responding to that, and also understanding that this is truly a co-creation. I'm just desiring and learning more and more how to open my creations, right, the odysseys that I cultivate, up to co-creation through the process, right, through the live container. And it's just such a fun thing to explore and to continue to push the envelope, right, of how to actually do that. So the final thing I want to mention is the exchange and investment for this container. I always like to be very transparent about, the money aspect of all of this. This is going to be done as a membership styled space, meaning it will be done in monthly installments. So rather than paying one, overall price, you will pay in 6 monthly installments like you would for a membership, except it's only 6 months. And it ranges anywhere from $65 a month to $110 a month. I always do a range of payment because people are coming from different places and have a different financial capacity. So it's up to you to feel into what you would like to offer and what is available to you. And for anyone who can't even afford that low end, you can always reach out if you really want to join. I'm always happy to work things out, with you personally. But yeah, I wanted to offer something that was long-term, but not as intensive session and material-wise, right? That was actually like digestible to be a part of for 6 months. And that wasn't super expensive either. And that was like accessible, right? As a sort of membership experience. So that's the Creator's Codex. This is still just me presenting what I've sort of put into the building of the creation of the space, of the Odyssey. But ultimately what it turns into is a mystery, because these spaces always take on their own form when everybody joins and, the co-creation and participation begins. So if you are curious about that, you can look at the link in the bio, or rather the description of this video, and you can sign up, or you can just read a little bit about it. You can ask any questions you might have in the comments, or just write to me personally. And yeah, you'll have until February 13th to sign up. If you're seeing this a little bit later, there's no rush. And yeah, I'm excited to meet you if you do feel like you want to be a part of this space and to explore what you're creating, and to be inspired by you, and to also share my own journey, and to just deepen in like intimacy. That's something I'm really desiring more and more of, and like, focusing on the quality of the community that I'm building rather than the quantity of it, and really prioritizing more and more like the cultivation of intimacy in these spaces and connection. So lots of love. Have a beautiful rest of your day.